Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences, raw conversations, one destination for it all. E360 TV.
This is happening right now? Oh my gosh. That's what Nadine's from.
Candlelight in the dark, weight of a broken heart, knees falling on the floor. I could hear you pray, and listen, I won't forget the way that you called me back. And because of the hope you had, I'm forever changed. Yeah, I'm forever changed because of you. Yeah, it's your faith that made those mountains move. It's your faith that brought me to the truth. It's the way you called heaven down when you prayed for where I am now. It's your faith, it's your faith that made those mountains move.
Here's how we can actually help.
Move, how you made those mountains.
Our hearts and prayers go out to all of the people affected by the Texas floods.
All of the pain you faced, the trials you overcame, every road that you paved, thank you for it all.
Once in a while, you meet someone who doesn't just walk their path, they illuminate it.
Some are masters of their craft.
But only a rare few are virtuosos of the heart.
He's from the West Coast, I'm from the East, and this brother, straight from the heart of Chicago.
Yet somehow, we're family.
Humility, wisdom, hope. He doesn't chase spotlight. he reflects it.
Domino has lifted so many because he follows the path. Not just any path, the one that's lit by love. And when you carry the light, you leave a trail others can follow.
This is Domino, and this
is Rockstar Diaries.
Healing Out Loud.
One story at a time.
Okay. Hello, welcome to Rockstar Diaries, Healing Out Loud. We are Mr. and Mrs. Smith. We are here with our dear and precious friend, Domino, Derrick Domino. And we're so glad we're here. I just wanted to share how I met you like in the first place. So I had just moved here to Texas from Washington, and if you don't know Texas, there's a church on every block, unlike Washington State.
Yeah.
And I was overwhelmed because there were so many churches, and my real estate agent gave me 3 or 4 names of churches. Chase Oaks was one of them. And this is back in 2021 where, it's still, people were watching things online and staying at home. And so I was checking out all the churches, and I pulled up Chase Oaks. And the first thing I see is this guy jamming on the guitar to a Blue Oyster Cult song. And I'm like, that's my church. I'm going there. And I've never looked back. I have been going to Chase Oaks ever since. He's on the worship team. We are behind the scenes on the production team, so we've gotten to know you probably more closely than a lot of the people.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But welcome. We were so happy to have you.
I have to say thank you for having me. This is an honor and a blessing, and it's fun. So I'm trying to have fun with you guys, and we see what happens, But yeah, it's been a pleasure to work with you all, and I know you sing, I know you play. I was there for your album release thing, and it was like a beautiful thing. I enjoyed it immensely. So again, thank you for having me.
I do want to say that was an incredible experience, because although I love doing the acoustic duo thing, mm-hmm. I was in a rock band for 9 years in Seattle. And when we started playing Dream Again off our album, and you started wailing on the guitar, it took me back, and I felt like I was in heaven, like playing with angels. And I just wanted to thank you for that, because I do, and I know you miss that too, the full on, rock and
the rock band
blues experience.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. But yes, thank you so much for being here.
I enjoyed it too. And I know you all incredible. And I don't understand. You go here, and then you go to the keyboard, and then you go sing. That's what I've always wanted to do, but I never made it. So I just stick to this here, some vocals here and there.
Well, let me ask you: did you first start on the guitar? Is that your first instrument?
I did, yeah. Way back in 1850, I picked up a guitar, a classical. I think my dad bought a classical. Mm-hmm. For my little brother. My little brother didn't get into it. So I picked it up, and I said, wow, this is incredible. And then immediately, at some point in time, I heard Jose Feliciano. I heard him do Light My Fire. So for some reason, I found that easy chord there, right? Just 2-finger chord, and I just laid on that, and it sounded like I was playing the song. So after that, I just dug into it and never let go,
Wow.
And that means him, eventually Hendrix, and I'm from the Midwest, from Chicago, so it's like.
Oh wow!
Is that where you were born?
Yeah.
My mom was born in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, hey, Chicago peeps.
That's right. So that is a melting pot of everything.
Yes.
And there used to be a radio station, WXRT, that would play anything from Hendrix to some classical music to some straight up blues, and then some straight up jazz fusion. So it's like it was just a melting pot, and I absorbed all of that, and it was just I picked up wherever I could. Mainly Hendrix though, because it just influenced me. I love the beauty of the guitar. Mm-hmm. I love his freedom of how he was speaking, and then originally my cousin had a box of Hendrix albums when I was a kid, around 10 or 12. And he saw me, you know, kind of making noise. And he said, here, boom, listen to all these, right? And man, I listened to that and just never let go, like I said. And he was a big influence in the beginning of my guitar.
Hey, go to Seattle with us, and we'll go to Chicago with you, because our next thing that we want to do is actually schedule city tours for Rockstar Diaries.
Oh.
So go to the main cities that's music influence, like, and Chicago obviously on the list, Seattle for so many different reasons, but we're gonna pick like several different cities and do a tour, a live tour.
And see if the actual original vibe is still there.
Yes.
You know,
That's
the soul and all that.
that sounds awesome. And ultimately it will continue to keep music alive, because what you are doing is documenting what's going on now, whether it's popular or not. You know, things, they go around in circles. So it's like maybe your influence will enhance that. You know, so yeah, that sounds good to me.
Yeah, cool.
It's not just your guitar playing. We just fell in love with you because you have such a heart for God, and just you're filled with the Holy Spirit, and you have blessed us so much in our life. Can you tell us a little bit about you personally?
When I was real young, I felt the presence of God. I didn't know anything about him or know anything. I dreamed that I was at his footsteps for some reason. And then later on, during the early years of my life, you know, Chicago is kind of, you know, in some parts of the city is not as peaceful, put it that way. And I experienced several times where I felt I had an angel protecting me, because there were violent moments. And there were times where I could have, you know, not made it. And it wasn't because of me. It was like all of a sudden, it's like in different situations, someone was ready to do something to me. And then all of a sudden, God stepped in and said, leave him alone. I mean, literally like that. And I remember one time I had big hands, big guy and all that. And I thought bullying was the thing. And so I kept picking on this one little kid and say, hey, and always pushing him down or something like that. And one day, I guess his mom said, hey, next time somebody pushes you down, you get a brick or something and you hit him in the head, right? So this guy found a bat. And I pushed him down, and I turned my back and went walking. And next thing you know, this dude picks the bat and starts swinging right at my head. And then something pushed me down. Nobody was around, but it pushed me down, pushed my head down, and it went over my head.
Oh,
and then
my gosh.
After that, I said, you know what? I went over and hugged the guy, and I said, I'm sorry. And at that point, I felt like God was directing me to be that type of a servant. And it's been amazing ever since. Ultimately, that led me to Chase Oaks. I've played in many churches in Texas. I came to Texas back in 1998. We didn't start playing in different churches and things like that, but God led me to Chase Oaks, led me to Jeff, because I always felt kind of insecure about the way I play. I'm rocking, you know what I mean? That's my thing.
Yeah.
And all the other churches were like, you know, playing, you know, full gospel. And I got with that. You know, I've been on a couple of gospel records and all that. But I met Jeff, and Jeff was like, hey, I want you to rock and do what you do. Be you. That's right. So when I first got to the church, it was like, I got to rocking, hair got to moving. It was like, and he allowed me to do that. And then he would pick songs like, hey man, you know, play some Hendrix or play some Pink Floyd or play some, just any of the rockers that touched his heart. And he allowed me to do that. And I think in the past 18 years or so, I've been blessing folks with what I do.
Yes.
And so it's been a beautiful experience for me. I've been able to give and receive. And I can't tell you how blessed I've been because of Jeff and the church.
Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest, my team and I are happy to help. We work across all price points and specialize in helping clients relocate from anywhere in the country. Give me a call, 214-708-2555. 2450.
A lot of cases, the church has grown since I've been there, and it's because of the approach to being, again, coming as you are. And so it's been I've seen it grow from, a small amount to this 4 or 5 campus deal, and it's like, again, I'm blessed to be a part of that.
Yes.
Jeff ministers around the world, and I know I get people from coming up to me all the time from everywhere saying, "Hey, I seen you up there doing this."
Yes.
I mean, I not Chicago yet, but I know I was on my way to Chicago, and I think I was in, I don't know, Memphis or somewhere halfway there. And this guy says, "Domino." I'm like, "Wait a minute, who are you? Like, how do you know me?" It's like, "Yeah, Chase Over." I'm like, "Wow."
Wow.
So I've been blessed. That's all.
You're blessed, and you have such a humble spirit, and yet you're a rock star. How do you keep that humble spirit and not get an ego and you have a fabulous singing voice.
I was just going to say that too.
He's triple, quadruple threat,
Well, first of all, I don't consider myself a rock star. I'm just me, and I'm basically here to serve. So if that means I got to play that persona, I certainly will. But it's been in my, I've worked hard at what I do, and I try to make it as meaningful, whether it's voice or whether it's guitar. And I just love it, and I don't get caught up in the other stuff like that.
Yes, and I did want to clarify on Rockstar Diaries that we consider the rock stars the folks that are impacting the kingdom of God, that are out there making a rock star ripple effect, taking pain and turning it into purpose, trauma to triumph. Those, in our eyes, are the true rock stars.
Well, I am a rock star.
You are, right?
You are.
Yes.
Everywhere you go, you are loved by so many. Back in the green room, before a church service, we learned so much. Sitting at the table, the round table, from you and from Eric Torrance and from Peter Park and from Jeff. It's amazing being in that space.
It's so much fun.
A lot of people at church always ask us, because we're behind the scenes too, and it's like, what's it really like back there? What goes on? How did this all put together? So we would love to do that, to show behind the scenes of Chase Oaks, to let everybody know what's going on.
Yeah, but I like that, what you guys have done. Man, Smith, you've been all over the world.
So we're here with Domino, and we got to take a short break and be right back.
You're watching the Rockstar Diaries TV show.
Welcome into Bubba and Earl's Garage. This is a commercial. We'd like to tell you about a brand new install. Hi. We have our worker over here, Skeeter, helping us install a speaker in the bottom of this Camaro. Why? Well, let me tell you, it'll change the sounds from a Ford to a Ferrari. The car doesn't need to be silent anymore. Get the upgraded subwoofer, and we'll throw in a train and semi-truck sounds. This package could go for $1,000. Not today, because we're going to set you a special sweet deal for $7.99. Silent car no more. From small Honda to funny car. You get them all. With Earl T and Bubba G. All you gotta do is go behind the train station and make 3 laps.
Donuts.
Hey, we're back. Rockstar Diaries with the amazing Domino here. He plays guitar at Chase Oaks and among other places. He's a great singer as well, and he's a great man of God. And we're just so glad that you're here. And I'll tell you what, your guitar playing is so amazing. Every week, it's just a joy to hear it. And you are a humble guy, man. I love you so much.
No, I just tell people it's God, it's not me.
Yeah.
Can you, and you told me this once before, but can you speak about the people that you've actually played with and the records you've been on? It's amazing.
I've done a variety of things. Back in 2004, I put out a record that actually did well on satellite radio back when that was popular.
Mm-hmm.
It was, a mixture of, let's call it, eclectic gospel, put it that way, because it was a variety of types of where it was one song might be super jazzy, the other one was kind of R&B-ish and all that. And that's when I originally got here in 98. And again, I've been playing for different types of churches for a lot of years. Eventually, I made my way over to the God's Property. That's the Kurt Franklin kind of deal there. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, we were forming. Well, no, I was playing gospel like that, and I really enjoyed it. I got everybody started noticing that I can play and noticing that I can handle that, because there was a couple of guitar players in town that really sold that market up. But fortunately, they heard me and they gave me an opportunity. And from a gospel standpoint, I'm on a record by vocalist Tamla Mann. And I did her live record, and it was just a total blessing, because we had an orchestra, we had about 10 musicians, we had about 12 vocalists, and Tamla Mann is amazing. So, and her husband David Mann, who I guess he was on one of the TV shows on one of the stations.
Yes, can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Like Tyler Perry.
Meet the Browns, I think. But anyway, he's an awesome singer as well. So that experience was really, really cool. Later on, I made my way. I mean, as I was trying to find my way, I ran across a couple of smooth jazz people in the area that were, doing it. And I got an opportunity to eventually play with Tom Braxton, who he plays, of course, he's a smooth jazz artist, but he plays for Daystar. He's been over there for a lot of years doing this, and he's been a blessing to me. He allows me to, not go on tour, but when he's around in town, he has gigs available. I'll do that. I played on a few of his records doing that, and I just, get a lot of opportunities. I'm in the middle of putting a smooth jazz record together myself. There's the top producer that produces all the smooth jazz folks in I want to say in the world, but definitely in the U.S. We collaborated on tune. This was before my daughter passed away, and I was about to release that, because these days it doesn't make any sense to try to release a whole record.
Right.
Yeah, you want to put piecemeal a little bit, and it's so totally different from back in the day.
Very much so. And we could talk forever about the change in the music business.
But with that being said, I just I want to put something out myself, and I want it to be as eclectic as I spoke earlier, where I got a little bit of smooth jazz feel. I also grew up in the fusion era, where you had the weather reports and the Chick Coreas and all those. So I cut my teeth on a lot of those type songs and stuff like that, and all teaching myself how to make it happen. I mean, I've had classes here and there, and there was a Bloom School of Jazz in Chicago that I learned a lot from, but mainly, teaching myself how to get around and play these things. It's been mainly how I learned and all that. From back in the day, picking up the record, and putting it back down about 150 times until I get the part. And
I'm not giving us a sample. Jam some down there.
Do you want the wrong notes too, or what?
Any of them.
I'm just
The
kidding.
wrong notes.
I got a few of those if you want to hear that.
That's nice. You know, that sound on there reminds me of Robin Trower a little bit.
Oh,
there.
of course, yeah. He just released a new record this year too. I mean, like a month ago. So he's still
going.
Yeah, definitely one of my influences there. When I heard his first record, I think that was the first album I've ever bought. Not Bridges Size, but the original one there. Just like, man, I got that one. Then I got the Bridges Size. Just rocked that. Again,
So you mentioned a little bit about your daughter, and there's a big story behind that. I know we were praying last year, and God had other plans. Whatever happened there, and it was just a little strange. Can you go into that? What really happened? Did they even find what it was?
Yeah. Basically, over the years, which I didn't have an idea about, but occasionally she would, have a drink or two. Eventually, she got to staying home and being home with her dogs and loving her family and all that. But she would have box wine every day, and I think that contributed to, according to the doctors that were there during those last days, it attributed to paralysis. So she one day she was just walking around and doing her thing, and she was there with her mother at the time. And then all of a sudden, she lost feeling in her legs, and eventually couldn't feel anything from the waist down. It was like, what happened? There was no trauma. There was nothing like that. What is the deal? So we got her to the doctor, and they did their analysis, and they came up with the fact that maybe it was alcohol abuse that caused that paralysis. And it degenerated a part in her spine. That's what happened. And so we were working on it, and I went back and forth to Chicago and trying to help her, because again, if you're walking one day and this happens to you the next day, it's devastation to the heart and soul. So her being, daddy's girl kind of thing, I went and tried to make it happen. And I should say that she was a musician as well, except she didn't want to play guitar, and she started to pick up the saxophone and went through high school, and she was a premier saxophone player. Wow, it's like,
I love saxophone.
Yeah, it was just, she just grabbed it, and of course I taught her what I could, and kind of how trying to make her be me. So so it didn't work out, but she became her as well. So the fact is that years later she went through this. It was devastating, and she actually started to feel things in her hands as well, where she couldn't move her hands. So I wanted to get her another saxophone so she could at least do something while she healed. And the prognosis was that maybe she would never walk, but I was there with her, and I saw her take steps, like, from here to, the kitchen or something like that, which was amazing. But eventually it caught up, and it got worse, and something happened where she had some form of congestion, and that's when she had to go to the hospital, and that's when she passed away. So today is actually the anniversary of that moment. And so it's been very difficult, because when that happens, you start to think about, well, what could I have done? What did I do? How did I get to this point where maybe I could have been a better parent in her life? But I actually went through some therapy, and the therapy, I never subscribed to that at all until this moment. And that therapist was really influential in getting me to see another side. In other words, God had a plan, and it had nothing to do with me. I was, there assisting in that plan, but ultimately He had a plan to take her away, because I think the devastation in living that life the way she was, that was just too much to handle for her. So He stepped in, grabbed her, and I was looking yesterday, looking at the clouds and speaking to her, and asking her to pray for me and get me through, missing her. So I feel good. I feel the loss, but I also feel I praise him for taking her out of her condition there.
Jesus, we lift up this family right now to you. We know she's a guardian angel right now in heaven, singing with the choir and playing with the band. Oh, thank you, Jesus.
I appreciate the prayer.
So you first heard about that a year ago, and he came into church to play the next week, and we were just like, wow, he could have taken time and stayed at home and grieve, because some people grieve differently. They grieve like long time. I know my kids are still grieving their mother, so it's like it's different stages for a lot of different people. But he came in and said, what?
Right. And when we volunteer for the Sunday services, we're there at 7 a.m. and we stay till the last service is ended, which is around 12:30, which makes for a long day. And we have a lot of time backstage conversing and talking with one another and praying. And I saw you and was, wow, just blown away that you were there. And I think I asked if you were okay. You said, this is exactly where I need to be, with my church family, doing music for God. This is where I need to be.
Absolutely.
And that just really just held true.
Do you know of any time, like in your youth or your history or somewhere, that you just, I know God's the point of where you go get your joy and your peace and all that, but your comfort. But is there like anywhere where music stepped in and like, I just needed to hear that today, or something just jumped in? Can you remember anything in your history?
The point when I walked in, I told you, "Act as Bold as Love," that song. For some reason, that song grabbed me, and the production of it, the way the lyrics, the way Hendrix expressed himself, it all felt like a God thing in a way. In a way, it felt like, that was in him, and he was relaying it to me, and so I just fell right into it, fell into the lyrics, and that was one of the biggest influences in terms of my spirit. It wasn't just the licks of what he was doing; it was just the whole overall message from that song. All of my friends and associates in the course of my life, they always looked at me and said, "Hey, man, you got a light." And I heard it a few times, and then, I just said, you know what? Perhaps I do, and I'm going to use that light to lift everyone that I know, everyone. I used to go out and I see the kids, and they were gangbangers and stuff like that, and I'd go out in the middle of them and stop them from the fighting and all of that, and I try to tell them their value. I wasn't preaching, but yes, I was giving them a little bit more insight in terms of who they are and who they could be. And so at that point, since then, I've always been a light and tried to relay that message. And I will say that one of my, achieving moments is there's a band. Actually, it's one guy. His name is Max Placenta, and the band is called About You. And I noticed the other night, I was just looking around, and he was one of my proteges. So he's like 10, 11 years old. And his father, I think they saw me in a restaurant along with my wife, just doing some dual stuff. And long story short, the father asked me, could I teach the son how to play some stuff? Oh, I say, fine, I can do that. I go over there, I see the son. The son is like a little rocker. He already knows how to play. He's like,
did he play guitar here?
He played guitar. No, he played guitar and he sang, and he was like a little miniature Jack White. White Stripes, right?
Wow.
So he had the attitude too, but he had some rough edges. And so I came in as a coordinator for the band that they had. They had a little 3-piece rock band, and he was doing his thing. And so I would come in with my input to try to mold him and then tell him about the business and do things. And funny how when I first met him, he was like, I don't want to hear nothing from you. I don't want to, you're not a rocker, right? So I played a little guitar, and he got my respect and all that. And then one time he said, to me, you know what, you're not here to do anything. I don't listen to you because you're just here for the money, right? I'm like, well, there was no money, really. They didn't have any money to give. And I tell the guy, I said, listen, it's not about money. I'm here because God brought me here to give you something and uplift you. Okay, so that was when he was about, say, 10 or 12-ish. I didn't think he heard me, but he allowed me to go in, and about another year, I was able to show him some things. Long story short, another part of that is that he got so good that Beyonce's dad, Matthew Knowles, came to one of our rehearsals to try to sign him to a deal. I mean, it was amazing, but yeah, we interviewed, and ultimately, Matthew Knowles said, I'll sign you up. I'll get you on Jimmy Kimmel and Fallon, and I'll do everything. Anyway, this guy's about 12. He turns him down. He says, no, I'm not doing it. I don't want to do that. And me and the dad, we're like fighting this thing. What do you mean? No. So I don't want to do that. I don't want the street cred because I'm a rock and roller, and that's Beyonce's dad. I don't want that kind of cred. Okay, I get it. I said, well, you do your thing. I respect that, and I hope everything makes it. So, you make it in the business. He's been in the business. He's out in LA now doing his thing, but his roots are here. And as I was saying, I was just kicking it around the house, and I turned on NBC News, and boom, there he is. There he is. He's doing an interview. Not only is he a great musician, a great guitar player, a great singer and vocalist, but he has this friend, and I don't know if you heard of him, but about maybe 4 or 5 years ago, he had this recording studio, and something happened, and he went and he touched some kind of wire, and he lost both his arms. Wow. Great producer, but he lost both his arms. And long story short, again, my protege Max went to him and brought him back to life. Healed him and gave him a purpose, wrote a song about it, and NBC News, they featured it. And it was just a beautiful thing. So that being said, whatever I mentioned to him about God, every time I talk to him, he said, man, thank you so much. You've been a blessing to me, and you will always be a blessing in my heart and my soul. And he pushed that, he presented that to the guy that lost both of his arms. And when I saw that, I was just so floored that God worked in that way, went through me, through him, and allowed him to help, because he still could have been that rocker guy. But instead, again, as I talk to him, whenever we meet or we talk, dude, God bless you. I'll be praying for you, and thank you for being such an influence on me. You brought me to God, essentially, and I'm presenting that now to the world. And so I expect great things to happen for him. Wow. Because he's a giver as well.
It's time for
The Hard Questions.
The hard question.
The hard question.
The very, very hard question.
Okay, I have one. This is a really good one. And these might be fighting words. I'm sorry.
Man, I'm ready for it.
All right.
Go for it.
You're from Chicago.
Yeah.
Cubs or White Sox?
Okay, now you're going to get in trouble.
I knew it was going to get you in trouble.
You don't have to answer that.
You know what? I'm from the South Side.
That's the White Sox, right?
Yeah, White Sox. Yep. And I'm down the street from the stadium, and was there for a lot of years, 30 years or so.
Yep.
But it's something about the Cubs, man.
Oh, really?
I can't. Even though it took them 105 years to win a championship, I've always been a Cub fan, and so that's who I am. I stand by it. I love the Sox. Don't get me wrong. I respect them, but it's the Cubs that really are my favorite team.
You're both holding guitars. I really want to hear some music.
We got a song for you here. Okay. You've never heard it before.
Nope.
It's brand new, and I just want you to just jam along to it, just to have fun. All right. And the song we don't have a lot of words to it yet. It's called "Waking Up Next to You."
All right.
Yes.
Well, I trust you guys. It's going to be awesome when you finish it. So let me play on it now, so I can say I played on that.
When I
you find. I think about the love that you give me. Waking up next to you. I love the funk. Yeah. 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 This is awesome.
Some songs come so easy to us, like we'll write it in 5 minutes or 10 minutes. This song, he did the music to it, and we have gone back and forth on the lyrics, and we know that it's going to be like waking up next to you, some sort of that theme, but man, it's like it's been really difficult, and I think it's because we love the music so much that we don't want to ruin it.
It's certainly jam in there. I don't. I suspect you're going to come up with the right thing. It'll just snap it.
When it
but
comes.
The groove is so certainly cool, and it's like I just feel like getting with it. You know?
Yeah, I know,
The
right?
funk vibe.
Look at that. That's a wonderful lick there.
Yeah, it's like a mixture of all the.
I just dig when you come up with these feels. It's like original rock. You know, I'm kind of a lead kind of dude, although I can, you know, I do write and everything, but I like playing lead and expressing whatever that you're trying to say. And so, but what you come up with in terms of the licks and the riffs are like awesome.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Well, a little note on that, because we have been mentored by, the last 3 years since we met, mentored by some amazing people out there, like Seth Mosley, the producer for King and Country, John Chisholm, who is a Grammy Award winning, this is not me name dropping, it's that we've gone out for feedback because we want to be better songwriters. We don't want to stagnate. We want to keep getting better and better. It's my dream to write a song like Landslide, you know, this epic song. But anyways, every time the feedback that we get on our songs is tasty licks. I like those weird chords that you're coming up with. It's not the same C, G, F, you know.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's amazing because he does.
They pull you in right away. It's not like you gotta, like you said, it was you know, it ain't like that. It's like, let me tickle you a little bit, right?
Tickle you?
Yeah.
Oh, I like to be tickled with the guitar.
And then you take me into the meat, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. people, remember what chord is that? And you're like, oh, F minor seventh of the dissonant.
No, I don't even know what they are. I'm a keyboard player, dude. I don't know what they are.
It's really funny.
There's certainly groove. The groove is awesome. Mm-hmm.
You were bringing tears to my eyes earlier, and in a good way. Everything that you say, for some reason, it's your heart that. Hearts in Sync is all about syncing hearts together around the world. That's our whole mission and goal, because there's so much chaos and so much bitterness and so much craziness in the world right now. And when he and I got together and we knew that that was our passion and our goal for the world, and he's the one who came up with Hearts in Sync, because we learned that when two people are in love, their hearts actually beat together. They become in sync, and that's true for choirs, for bands that have played together for a long time. Their hearts beat in sync, and I feel that with you, this connection. And we haven't even known you for decades, and you were bringing tears to my eyes because everything you say is just so authentic, and you want to make the world a better place too. And we just love you so much.
Thank you. I love you too. And I can't help but be me and speak from the heart, because I have no time for nothing else. It's like you have to be genuine. You have to have well, at least I do. I have to the gift to give to someone, to bring them a better day, a better moment.
A better day, yes.
It's just what I'm all about. And
you are.
That's all I know how to be. So
this is a special surprise for you, because you have touched so many people, maybe even people that you don't know that you touched. And we invited a couple people that feel the love for you from Chase Oaks. And do you mind if we bring them in? I'm going to get up for a moment. We're welcoming the Kincaids, Vicki and Warren Kincaid.
Hey, how you doing?
I'll take a hug.
Domino.
Yeah. Hey, that's my favorite song, right?
Yeah. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well.
Good to see you.
Thank you. Wonderful surprise. Thank you.
So we are here with a couple super fans of Domino.
Wow.
Not just because of your guitar playing, but the impact that you have and the heart that you have for God. And so here's Warren and Vicki Kincaid, and they would like just to bestow you with some love, right?
Right. Yeah. Well, we first came to Chase Oaks Church 14 years ago this June. And we walked in, and you were up there playing, and oh gosh, Tyrone was up there. And I was like, oh, wow, this is amazing music.
This kind of music in a church.
And I'm like, I was raised in a Baptist church, but I always thought I was Baptist-costal because I could not be still.
And I came from the Church of Christ. They didn't allow instrumental music.
Oh, yeah, boy.
And I just love instrumental music.
Yeah. And then knowing, your great loss last year, and us both having had a loss, and Tracy as well. We're all in what I would consider a club of people that God must have a really high regard for.
Amen.
And he just is so good to all of us, even in our deepest sufferings. And just to see your faithful face up there, every weekend playing. All get our cues from everyone on stage, even the instrumentalists. Is such an encouragement and a blessing.
Yes.
It is.
And we're just honored to have you as our friend, brother.
Absolutely.
I'll look at the audience and I'll see a soul, or I'll see a smile, or I'll see someone crying, and that influences what comes out of the guitar.
Yes.
And so that's my job.
Well, thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Kincaid.
Oh, it's our pleasure.
Thank you for that.
Thank you. Such a pleasant surprise. I love you all, and I adore going through life in this life of Christ with you.
Thank you.
I wanted to say also that I know I try my best to reach with the guitar, but I also love coming off the stage and going into the congregation and grabbing someone and praying with someone and talking to them.
Mm-hmm.
Because up here on the stage, it seems like it's larger than life.
Right.
And it seems like we have our own little core here, but I love going out there, touching folks, and I've talked and cried with so many people out there in the audience that are faithful, and they come every week. I just want to celebrate them. So I put the guitar down and I go out and I hug someone, and it has done wonders for a lot of our members there. So.
That's great.
That's it right there, people. You witnessed it. Domino.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you all.
We absolutely love you, and we'll be seeing you on Sunday or Friday.
But thank you all for having me. I appreciate it so much. God bless.
You're watching the Rockstar Diaries TV show.
Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest, my team and I are happy to help. We work across all price points and specialize in helping clients relocate from anywhere in the country. Give me a call, 214-708-2450.
Cedar Ridge Acres soap. Why? 'Cause you smell good. You're watching the Rockstar Diaries TV show.